Hello, my name is Troy, and today we're going to be discussing PrEP. What if there was a drug that could eradicate HIV and AIDS? HIV cases are on the rise, especially in South Florida. The number of reported HIV cases in Florida has jumped 23% so far this year alone, the biggest increase in a continuing upward trend that began in 2012 after several years of decreases. And most new HIV infections among youth occur among gay and bisexual males. In fact, there was a 22% increase in estimated new infections in this group from 2008 to 2010, and that comes from the Sun Sentinel. Most people do not use condoms 100% of the time, but taken daily, the PrEP pill can reduce the risk of sexually acquired HIV from more than 90%. Now, PrEP is not the name of the pill. It's actually called Truvada, but people call it PrEP. Examples are provided by the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention. Right now, we have 1.2 million people that are living with HIV in the United States. 68% of them are men. Only 60% of gay men in 2015 knew they had it. So we have a lot of people that do not know their HIV status, and those are the people that are transmitting it to the HIV negatives around the community. Now, 86% of these people are white, and 63% of these people are Hispanic, and 54 are black. Those are the people that know that they have HIV. Now, what is PrEP? PrEP is a very controversial subject still. In fact, some gay people are against it, some gay people are with it, some people think it's a party drug, some people think it just gives people permission to have promiscuous sex. But regardless of the morale behind it, it's important for this medication to be taken not only for individual decisions, but just to reduce HIV overall against the world. Now, availability is really difficult. Some doctors they're not prescribing it, and people still have so many questions about HIV. You know, even in the straight community, are they scared? Isn't HIV a gay disease? Couldn't I give it to my wife? Can I get it from oral sex? I don't like condoms. I didn't use a condom with someone. So it's a very confusing thing, I know for myself, because I was afraid to get tested for many years. Now, we have to educate people, number one, and I don't see a lot of education, especially from this medication, because it's still so controversial. You don't walk down the street, you walk down the street and you see people advertising condoms, but they're not yet advertising this. Now, this medication is still relatively expensive. However, there are co-pay assistance programs that help reduce the cost of this expensive drug. Now, the way we can get the word out so we can tell people that this is very important, especially if you're sexually active, is by legislation, education, and breaking stigma. Now, stigma is really terrible because we have all these, judgments about, oh, you're sick, and oh, you're gross, I can't touch you. Even in the 80s, people were afraid to hug somebody with HIV. And it was really sad to see all these people left to die alone. And it's a really scary thing, especially when you're getting something that's from sex. And sex is a very natural, beautiful thing. It shouldn't be something that is turned into disgust. And a lot of that is religious bigotry or just so many things. And stigma is definitely not something that we want to have anymore with HIV. We want people to be able to talk about it openly. I think it's really important to talk about this very openly. Now, we want to take action. So what kind of action can we take? Now, taking action would include advertising this medication to especially gay areas and big cities where programs are established, making it available to the younger population, and also getting education in schools. Now, one pill a day can eradicate your chances of HIV almost 100%. And I think that that's a miracle, considering that for the past 34 years people are afraid to talk about it, afraid to get tested, afraid to have sex, afraid to be in a relationship. For myself even, I mean, I hid from the idea for many, many years, and now I don't have to be scared anymore. So I'm an example of someone that, you know, now I feel a lot more relaxed, and I feel a lot more comfortable with myself and my own sexuality. So you can go on and on about the great things. The FDA approves this medication. It's already been tested in so many different laboratories, and there's not one article that says that this is not safe, and it's a no-brainer. I think everybody should have access to this medication. I think this medication should be free. Needles and condoms are free. I think this should be free. I think this is going to eradicate this disease. And all of their side effects, yes, of course, there's side effects with anything, and nothing's going to eradicate anything 100%. I mean, condoms don't even. But if people take this every day, I think that the chances of eradicating this disease within the next 30 years is going to be a miracle. Thank you.